Hello, I'm EG and this is Crocheting with EG, and in this video I have another yarn haul. It's from Goodwill. It's the same Goodwill that I found that big $15 bag of Bernat crushed velvet and all those skeins. This isn't as good of a deal. It was still a pretty good deal for the yarn. Whoever had this yarn, I'm assuming it was probably the same person that gave it to, because it's the same Goodwill. Probably the same person that gave all the yarn to Goodwill, but this isn't as good of a deal as that big bag. And this is like, it feels like more or most of this yarn is going to be for my niece, unless I figure out something to use it for. It's a lot of Bernat blanket yarn, that kind of yarn that I'm just not crazy about, but I feel like I'm going to have to come up with a reason to, or like a project to use that for. But so it's not as good of a deal, but I did get all this yarn for, it was, there was a big plastic box for $16.99, and then they had a bag that was $6.99. And so, like, with the roundup, it was $26. But I hate doing that. I complain about it. Like, when they say, oh, would you like to round up? You know, I always say, oh, what, 100% profit isn't enough for you? Of course, it comes out as, sure. Like, I would never say that to their faces, but it's kind of ridiculous. But I'm that kind of I'm that kind of a person. I'll, like, you know, say, oh, sure. I mean, not in that kind of sarcastic tone. I'm like, you know, sure, I come off as a really nice person, but inside I'm thinking, you know, I don't even want to give you the extra, whatever the hell it was, 51 cents. Because they have 100% profit from all this other stuff. But anyway, it's just the cheap deal finder in me or whatever. I'm complaining about prices and stuff. It feels like I'm going to be 40 next month. It's true. But anyway, so I'll show the yarn. It came in, like, one of it was or some of it was in this kind of bag, and then some of it was in this big plastic box thing. Which, one of the excuses that I had, you know, buying this is, well, at least I get a nice plastic box out of it. Like, even though I'm buying all this yarn that I don't really need, but because, like, I saw this the day before I bought it. Yesterday is when I bought it, and the day I saw it was the day before that, and I thought, like, I don't need this yarn. I'm not crazy about the Bernat blanket, and it would feel like I was buying all this for my niece, or there's some other skeins that isn't the Bernat blanket, but I would feel like most of this is probably going to go to my niece, and I just, like, filled up her yarn wall tower thing or whatever, although there is room there, and I just feel like, do I really need to buy this and stuff? It would be like, you know, $25, or $26 if you had to round up with the tax and everything, but see, I notice every little penny I spent, and I'm complain about it, but I just feel like, did I really need all this yarn for her? But then I felt like I wanted to go back, because I kept making all these excuses and stuff, and I was thinking, well, you know, I wouldn't use it. I'm not crazy about the Bernat blanket. She already has a bunch of it. Like, I was making all these excuses not to buy all this yarn. But then I was thinking about the yarn I bought for her from Ollie's, those big, you know, Bernat cakes or whatever, and, like, the big skeins. And those were like $5 a piece. I went in there and bought like 20 of them. I mean, $20. Not 20 of them, God. I went in there and bought, I'd buy that for myself, no. I went in there and bought $20 worth. It was like 4 skeins. And I'm thinking, I'm like, you know, bitching in my head, or I mean, complaining in my head about the idea of spending $16.99 on a big plastic box with all these Bernat blanket skeins in it, when I bought $20 worth at Ollie's and it was only 4 skeins. And then I was also thinking, I want to go back, and I guess I hesitated and didn't buy it the first day, so I wanted to go back and, like, kind of count them, because I thought, if I saw this yarn, they wouldn't have Bernat at Hobby Lobby, although there is a skein of this kind of blanket yarn in here from Hobby Lobby, the Yarn Bee. But I thought, if I saw this yarn at Hobby Lobby, I would have just put it in my cart without even thinking about it, because you know, it would have been discounted. And so I thought, if I can divide this up and sort of think about these as in the terms of, like, oh, this is kind of like the same sort of price that I would find at Hobby Lobby, almost, not as good of a deal, then, like, why am I not buying it? I just, you know, my pet peeve about buying you know, expensive things at Goodwill, of all places, when they get it for free. So I went back, counted them, realized that it's a really good deal for the price, even though it's $25, and she doesn't need any more yarn. But then I thought, like, who am I to talk? Like, look behind me. I can't think, oh, well, you know, she has plenty of yarn, because, like, look at all this crap. So, or not crap, I love this yarn. You know what I'm saying? I love this yarn, and not comma, damn it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this is the let's get to the yarn. This is the bag, like the little bag. They had, it was sort of on top of like the clothing racks or whatever. They had this bag, and then they had another bag that had, it looked like some makes that people were halfway into making. I couldn't even tell what it was. And then when I went back yesterday, that bag was gone, but then all the yarn was still there, so that was kind of weird. Unless people buy that kind of stuff to finish, because you could see all the little ends out and like all the little scraps that they were working on. It wasn't like finished stuff. So and there's a couple things in here that obviously somebody started, but maybe people buy that kind of stuff at Goodwill and try to finish it or whatever. I don't know, but I couldn't even tell what it was from the bag, so I didn't even look in it. But so this was $6.99, this bag right here. And so here's a skein of Bernat blanket, and this is Inkwell. I feel like I saw this. Who was it? I think it was. I can't remember. I felt like I saw somebody, like when it was first announced that Ollie's was going to be getting yarn from Joann when they were closing or whatever. I felt like I saw somebody find this in their Ollie's, and because they said something like they were going to, it would be like the perfect kind of yarn to make like a zebra or something. I feel like I saw that. I can't remember who it was, but it's like black and white striped, and called Inkwell. And that's what it looks like, and you like perfect. It's not even the skein isn't even pulled out any, so it's like, you know, a brand new skein of, you know, Bernat blanket. And so like in my head, you know, the discount price of this ended up in Ollie's would be like $5, so that's already $5 off the $25 just in this one skein. So I'm like making excuses, you know, to make it seem like this is a good deal. But anyway, so I bought this, and so there's that one, and then there's a couple like scraps of yarn that don't even have the labels. There's a couple loose labels in here, but I'm not really sure if they go to these or not. And they're really nice. It's not like there's fuzz on them or dirt on them, or they're really nice skeins. Whoever had all this yarn took really nice care of it, especially if they have like a big like plastic tub. Because like I'm assuming that all this yarn came in this big plastic tub, because if your Goodwill is anything like mine, then they separate it out so that they can get money for the tub itself, and then sell the whatever contents were in it. And like I've seen them sell those plastic boxes without the lids, and for like ridiculous prices and stuff. And so it had to have come in this tub or whatever, and they just like, you know, wrapped it up and put a price on it, because this is a nice, this actually has the lid. Normally they just, you know, take all the stuff out of the boxes and, you know, sell that separately so that they can get money for the box with the lid, but they actually sold it with the lid. So I just feel like whoever had this yarn probably owned this plastic tub, so they probably took care of it really well. And these things, which I'm assuming like a blanket or whatever came in, but anyway, let me get to the yarn. God, what am I? I'm like 8 minutes in. I've shown like one skein. But anyway, so there's this one. I don't know what kind of yarn this is. I don't think it's wool. It doesn't feel like wool. It's really soft and stuff. It's just kind of like an ivory color, like a little scrap of yarn. It feels like a chunky, a little more than a chunky 5. This might be like a 6. It sort of feels like the same weight is the Bernat blanket. So whatever this is, I have no idea. And then there's this skein, and there's a couple little balls. I already opened this. Like, who was it? Naughty Artistic Granny. She I love her. She's so nice. She's like a new subscriber or whatever, and she came across my videos, and I'll put the link to her YouTube, which is probably going to take off and be even bigger than mine, because she speaks way better than I do. But she's so sweet, and she came across my videos, and it inspired her to start her channel, thankfully, because, you know, she's so good at it. But she had posted a video, and she said that she had gotten her first order of yarn or whatever, and I think she said, like, you know, big girl haul, and she said that she had it like sitting over there in her room or whatever. She hadn't opened the boxes yet until she got the other box, and I was thinking, like, she must have like a really good restraint to be able to like look at those boxes and not open them, because like I know that these videos would probably be better if I'm like, you know, oh, I have an unboxing of yarn that I bought at Goodwill. This is I'm opening this for the first time, or like when I bought my big Yarn Inspirations order, my other boxes, and I'm like, it would be so much better if I like opened them on camera first, but like I'm the kind of person I can't do that. I can't just like leave it sitting over there in the corner or whatever. I'm gonna like dig into it, and so that's what I did when I got it home. I just, you know, opened it and all that kind of stuff. So whatever. And support Naughty Autistic. Artistic. She's artistic too. That's what it should be. It should be like artistic / autistic. Naughty autistic Granny, and because you know, she's a really sweet person, and she has this really cool, like, I hate to say the word hack, because I feel like so old, you know, saying that word. It feels like, you know, one of the cool kid kind of words, like, oh, this, you know, look at this hack. But it is sort of like a hack, like this really cool tip on yarn, and like, because like, I don't cake up my yarn, but she caked up hers, and that's what she used this tip for. But what I do is I keep them in skeins, or when I pull them out, I roll them into balls, because it reminds me of my mom. You know, when she crochets, she you know, rolls her yarn into balls, and so that's what I always did. And plus to save me money on like getting one of those pretty cool, but like, you know, those yarn winders, I don't need those. But she took the end. I've never seen this before, and she had never seen it before either. It's such a good idea. How many times, like those videos when I'm like putting my yarn away, and like this is like this, and I have to like, you know, wrap it around it or whatever, and like tuck it in. Like, how many times have you seen me do that in my videos? And so what she did was she took the end and she tied it to a stitch marker, and so when you do like this, you just clip the little stitch marker onto the skein, and it keeps the end on there. You can use that for the center pull too. I thought, like, why the hell didn't I think of that? I mean, it's such a good idea, and so that's from, you know, her. That was her idea. And so, but whatever, it's such a good idea. So anyway, let me get back to the yarn. Skein number 3, already like however many minutes into this. So there's this skein. I don't know what kind of skein this is. There's a couple skeins, this Hometown from Lion brand, but I don't think this is the same kind of yarn. It just doesn't feel like that it's that either. So I don't know what this is. It's really soft or whatever. It's a little hairy. It kind of reminds me of that Uberlux, but not so hairy. It just has a little bit of a hairy halo on it. This is really pretty. I don't know if you know the name of this brand, or like if you recognize the colorway, tell me what it is. It's like a purple, and then like a dark blue, and then a white mixed in. And it's like this twisted skein. It feels, it's not a medium 4. It feels like maybe a bulky 5, if not a 6. I'm not really sure. But there was this, you know, sort of skein that was left, and then there was a ball of it left too that matched. So there's a little, you know, scrap of that too, and it, you know, it's the same kind of yarn. I don't know what I'll do with that, and I don't really know what the brand is. And then since I mentioned it, there were 3 skeins of this Hometown. I've never bought this before. I saw it at Walmart. I think they were clearancing all this out at my Walmart, but I didn't buy any of it because I had plenty of yarn or whatever, and they weren't like, you know, deeply discounted or whatever in my store. But this is the Lion brand Hometown. I've seen this label before, but I've never bought this yarn, and it's a super bulky number 6. So I don't know why I thought this was a 5. So if this is a 6, then this must be a 6 too. I thought this might have been a 5, but it feels like the same weight. Yeah, I just don't think this is the same brand. And so there's this one. The colorway is Tampa Spice. See what I'm saying? This is ridiculous names. Tampa Spice. It's like a red color. And then 2. I'm assuming these are the same color. They're like purple, and they're Portland wine. Oh, they must be. Oh, that must be why it's called Hometown, because the colorway names are actual towns. So this is Tampa Spice, or Tampa Spice. That's another pet peeve of mine. When people like stress the wrong word. It's a total tangent. Never mind. Like when they say a race car, it's really like race car. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. I have so many pet peeves. So this is Portland wine. Oh my God. Portland wine. No, it's Portland wine. And so these are, because it's like a purplish wine color. And so there's 3 of these. And so I have these. And then I feel like these scrape. What is wrong with me today? I'm a little thrown just because of being all over the place. I feel like these balls are the same, you know, Portland wine, or Portland, or if you're like a hick like me, a Portland wine, but I feel like it's the same colorway, so they match these. So I got the, and this purple, I don't know if I can mix these together, but this purple kind of matches this, whatever this is. I can make something with all this together, probably. And so these were among her scraps, or his scrap. I'm assuming that it's some, you know, older lady. It could have been like a guy that had some yarn. Why am I assuming gender? And then let me just go through the other scraps. This red, this was part of the same kind of red, Tampa Spice. And so there's another scrap of that, and then there was a little scrap. This feels like, I don't even feel like this. I don't know what this was. Just another little scrap. It has green and some black mixed in, like a little scrap of that. And this is a little scrap of Bernat blanket, or feels like, you know, black. And then this feels like Bernat blanket. This is a little messed up. I had to re-roll this into a ball. But I don't know what colorway this is, but it has like black and gray, dark gray, light gray, white, whatever. And so there's like that. And so that could be for my niece or whatever. I just looked up the other day, it was like literally a couple hours ago this morning in the middle of the night, because I'm a night owl. I stay up all night, and like the other day, it was like literally less than 24 hours ago. I looked up, like, because I feel like I have all this Bernat blanket, and I don't know if my niece is going to use all of it, and I'm already sort of assuming that, you know, I may have to like use some of this myself, and like, what am I going to use this for? I don't like the look of the blankets with the Bernat blanket. I know it's called Bernat blanket, but I just feel like it does work as like those little amigurumi things or whatever. But I'm not really looking forward to making those. But I looked up like, what is the easiest kind of amigurumi, like an easy kind of pattern or whatever. And I was looking up like the easiest kind, and some of the little animals that popped up looked kind of easy. One of them, like there were the no sew ones. The ones where you don't have to sew, like where you have to make like 8 different pieces and sew it together. Like, I don't want to have to do that. I don't even want to do amigurumi, but like if I'm going to do them, I want to do like a really easy no sew one that I could just do really simply if I have to use. I'm assuming that I might have to use some of this yarn because there's so much of it. And it's not like my niece lives over here. You know, she comes over here every once in a while, and so there's a lot of yarn over here. And so unless she like takes it home or whatever and makes some amigurumi or makes something or whatever out of it, I just feel like there's going to be a lot of this over here now. Like, what if I'm sort of stuck? And like, you know, her interests change and stuff, and she may like just think of yarn and crochet as a hobby and not like, you know, practically my whole life. I mean, I'm more than crochet, but you know what I'm saying. It may just be like a hobby for her. So I don't want her to feel like, oh God, I have to use all this yarn that, you know, my uncle gave me. And it's just like a hobby. It's fun, but I don't want it to be my whole life. So I may have to like figure out what to do with some of this yarn. And so the thing that I looked up, it was like this little octopus, and it looked simple enough, and there wasn't like too many different stitches like for the rows. It just seemed like kind of simple, just to make the little thing that, you know, make the magic ring, and then you just, you know, increase until you get to a point, and then you just like bring it at the end with the little tentacles or whatever. Like, it seems really easy. So I could probably do something like that if I do have to make something with all this yarn. I don't like the look of this in a blanket. This sounds really stupid, but it just looks kind of cheap in a way, or it just doesn't look. I mean, it's soft and squishy or whatever. I just don't like the look of a blanket made in this. Or like I saw every video about crochet, the ad that airs before it, because I'm not like sometimes I don't get on YouTube with my the paid service. They have like an ad before it, and it's always that damn Bernat commercial with where they're making a granny square out of the Bernat. If you see crochet videos and you're not and you don't pay to get rid of the ads, then you know what ad I'm talking about. It looks so cheap, and I don't know. I just don't like the look of this made with certain things, or in certain things, or whatever. But anyway, so and then there's like a granny square that was started in this box right here while I'm talking about it, because I'm at the end of this bag. Obviously, whoever had this started this, and it looks like one of those like continuous granny square kind of things. I'm sure this is probably going to be like a throw blanket or something. It's just like this big granny square, and it's not finished or anything, and like I don't know what to do with this thing, but you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's okay. I don't like the color combinations, but doesn't it just look a little? It just looks a little cheap looking. I don't know. Just just because I'm not really used to using Bernat blanket, it looks just the squishiness of it. I'm just not crazy about the Bernat blanket. But anyway, I need to get used to it because I have a whole freaking box of it now, or whatever, and a bag too. Let me put this back in the bag, and then so like I'll put this kind of yarn with my stuff, and then I'll put all the Bernat blanket with my nieces. But you know, I might pull from it if I you know, need it for some things. Or did I? I didn't even show this. All over the place. There was these are like the things that were in progress or whatever. Obviously whoever crocheted, or I mean obviously whoever had this yarn was into knitting, because it looks like knitting. I don't know what this was. This is really pretty. This is a really cool stitch, whatever this is. It's really pretty. I don't know what this was supposed to be, but with all these loops on the end like this, it feels like this was was knitting. And so like I have this little scrap. I hate to pull this out, but you know, they didn't finish it, but I could pull this out and use this. But it just feels like, don't want to pull out somebody else's creation. Not that I'm going to use this for something, but you know, it just feels like they worked, you know, hard on this and was in the process of making it or whatever, and you know, I'm going to like pull it out. That's just how I am, but whatever. And then they like this is okay. I wouldn't feel bad about, you know, pulling this out, but I do have a plan for like all of my scraps and like little things that I started and they didn't work out, or like the little ends that I cut off. I do have a fun project for that, and I could like save this stuff and use it for that. I don't know, but I could just pull this out, but I don't know. I feel like this is that same purple, yeah. That, you know, Portland wine, whatever. And so there's just like a little scrap of whatever they started there, and just a little bit of that. And then they did this. I don't know what this was supposed to be. I feel like this is that same. This is a weird yarn. Like the outside of it, that Bernat blanket, Inkwell, like the outside looks like this, but then if you like move a little bit aside, like on the inside it looks, the pattern's a little bit different. So that's kind of weird, because like you can really tell with this. I don't know what the hell this was supposed to be, but it feels like crochet, maybe some kind of amigurumi or whatever. Like, do you know what this is supposed to be? This is supposed to be like a big pickle. I know people make pickles and stuff. Is that what this? But I don't think that was supposed to be a pickle. I don't know what this was supposed to be, but I have no idea. But they started that and didn't finish it, but I don't know. My God, it's bad enough that I have all these projects that I've started and haven't finished, and not just like crochet related, like all of my other projects and with all of my other interests. Now I'm like collecting other people's projects that they haven't finished. What's so stupid? But anyway, let me put all this stuff back into this bag, and then I'll pull this, you know, box up here and go through that. Okay, so this is in the way. Now, let me. I was gonna show this. That's a completely random tangent or whatever. But sometimes Goodwill does have. Sometimes they have grammar. Because I'm a writer. Sometimes Goodwill does have good deals, or sometimes they have good, whatever, have good deals on things. Most of the time they don't. But I found this at Goodwill, not the same Goodwill as this. I do have two of them in my town, but they're going to be combining soon. But they have had this Beauty and the Beast tea set, because like I collect like fandom things and nostalgic things from my childhood or whatever, and like in Disney movies, and I'll put all that on my website network or something, so I don't clutter up my channel with all this. Like, I'm a collector of things. I'm in physical media. Look at this DVD I bought. But whatever. I had this sitting here with my stuff that I bought at Goodwill. But it's this like Beauty and the Beast tea set, and this was only $5, which was, you know, crazy. I thought they would have put a bigger price on this, and maybe they like opened it up. Maybe they didn't know anything about Beauty and the Beast, and they opened it up and they thought, oh, look, one of the cups is chipped. We'll just put $5 on, not realizing, you know, that that's what his name is Chip. I never watched Beauty and the Beast as much as I did other Disney movies when I was growing up, because first of all, we didn't have the VHS for you know, years and years, because you know, it was in the vault Remember all that crap, you know, like, I'll buy the video cassette now before it goes back into the vault. Remember all that crap from Disney? And so I think we ended up having to buy the Beauty and the Beast VHS tape from our local video store when we had one, like a rental place, and they had to buy it for us because it was like in the vault, and you know nobody could find it. But like my Disney movies from when I was growing up was like I loved Cinderella the most, and then like Little Mermaid, Lion King, all that kind of stuff. A couple others too, but you know what I'm saying. So I never really watched Beauty and the Beast, you know, over and over and over and over and over and over again to, you know, drive my parents crazy like I probably did with all the other ones that I watched. But they had. But I've seen Beauty and the Beast or whatever, and I loved Beauty and the Beast, just not as often, or I didn't watch it as often as the other ones. But I just thought this was really cool, like this tea set, and it must have been a Christmas gift. Look, there's like a little piece of paper left from their Christmas thing, but whatever, $5. Random thing. Has nothing to do with crochet, but whatever. So this is the other tub, or even the other thing. So like this is just completely full with like this Bernat blanket yarn, and some of them are like brand new. Some of them brand new, I know, because they haven't been pulled out. Some of them are so brand new that they're still in the plastic. So I don't know. This is a Bernat blanket bright, a really bright pink, and watch it just be called bright pink. No, it's called Pixie Pink. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, so there's like this bright pink. These are a little bit smaller than those giant skeins. So what size are these? The actual specs. I'll do the actual specs for these. 5.3 ounces, 108 yards. And so I don't know how big those other ones are. There's probably one in here I could compare it to. This is what I'm thinking about with the Bernat blanket. This is probably just a black. Or coal. Oh, I think I have a coal. That one that this is really soft. This is softer than the other one that I have. This must be like a little bit of an older skein. Or do they have consistency issues with Bernat blanket? Are some of them really soft and some of them a little, you know, a little hard or something? I have no idea. But this was let's see, 10.5 ounces. So this is like twice the size, basically. And this one is 220 yards. So yeah, these are like twice the size. So these are like little half skeins, I guess. So there's those two, and then another half skein in here. Where was it? Or it doesn't matter. This is a Yarn Bee Cozy Occasion, and in the color olive, and it's the same kind of like, you know, this is a little rougher. It's not as soft as a Bernat blanket, but it's from the Hobby Lobby brand, and but whatever. And so that was in there. And then this one is from Mainstays, the Walmart brand. This is called Cozy Chenille Yarn. And I don't know if I've ever seen it. I keep saying that, but like I don't really look for this yarn, so you know it doesn't really matter. They may have had this. I have no idea. This is called Teal Multi. It has like some like dark teal, light teal, some light blue, some gray, whatever. It's really pretty. Big skein of this. And so there's that, and then another one of these half skeins of Bernat. Bernat blanket brights, and the color is royal blue, a really pretty royal blue yarn. See, like, why did I hesitate on getting this? Even if it's just for my niece or whatever. I know she has a lot of yarn, but like I have like 10 times as much as she does. So like, what am I complaining about? I don't know, but so that's why I went back and got it. And then I told my mom that like if I go back and they don't have it, then it just was. I don't believe in like signs and all that kind of stuff, but like it was like a sign that I shouldn't have got it in the first place, or shouldn't have gotten it in the first place, so that you know fine. But they actually had it, so I went ahead and got it anyway. But anyway, so there's that one. And then this is just like a scrap. This looks like a gray color. So there's that. I'll put with hers. And then this. No, this isn't the Walmart. This feels like a Bernat blanket. These are like obnoxiously big. I know that that they don't go as far as like the regular yarn, but like, where do you? Who was it? Crochet Vision. Like I saw like all the skeins that she bought when Joanne was closing, and like having to buy all those cubes and stuff, and like how did the people that actually make amigurumi and stuff their business, where the hell do they put all these like giant skeins of yarn and stuff? I mean, let me just go, like since it's like easy to reach, they like these, you know, skeins that I buy, like the regular acrylic or whatever, the medium force and stuff, you know, they're big enough, and I had to like make a big wall to fit it all on. But like, if I had to buy like skeins like this all the time, and instead of buying like 10 like this, I had to buy like 10 like this. Like, where the hell would I put all this yarn? I have no idea. But there's this one. It doesn't have a label on it. It feels like it's, you know, practically brand new. It has. There's not like a label in the box either. So I don't know. It has like some gray and some blue and some. Is this? Oh no, this is. I guess this is what the skein looks like when you take the label off. It, you know, it puffs up like this. I guess it's this because it does match that. So I guess it is that teal whatever, teal multi. I thought it was Bernat blanket. It's so indistinguishable to me because I'm not really used to the yarn. But I'm sure, like, you know, some yarn snob or whatever. I'm a yarn snob too. I'm not, you know, insulting you. I'm a yarn snob too. Believe me. But I'm sure they would say, like, you know, they're not indistinguishable. This one has like this kind of texture, and this one has this kind of texture, or the Bernat or whatever. But it's the same colorway. So I have 2 of those now. See how big they are? I guess if you know, have it squeezed in there with the label, it doesn't create as much room. But still, they're so big. Like, I don't know what to do with these. Or I wouldn't know what to do with. I know what to do with these. They'll fit on her thing, I think. But I wouldn't know what to do with these if you know, had all kinds of it I needed to put away. But I'll show this since I was talking about it. It's the only skein of acrylic that was in this big tub, and it's the mainstay. It's a really pretty blue color, and it's called Teal V. I don't know what the V is, unless it's just like a typo. I don't know what it is. But it's like this pretty teal blue color. I've never seen this in my store before, but they don't really have a whole lot of like their mainstay solids in my Walmart. So I don't know. Maybe it's one that they used to have. And there's this one. And now I don't want to assume that these are like the Bernat blanket. These could be like the mainstays, chenille or cozy chenille. I have no idea. There's this one. It's almost like a. Like if you mixed mustard yellow and like a neon green. It's kind of like that. It's not, you know, completely yellow and it's not completely green. It's sort of like a middle ground of those 2 colors. So I don't know what color this is, or even what brand this is. But there's a big skein of that. And then there's this orange, which I think this is the orange that they were. I'm sure that this gray and this orange were those ones that whoever had this before was making that big granny square thing out of. So, 'cause I think those are the same 2 colors. So I don't know what color this orange is. It feels like a coral kind of orange. It's not like a really bright orange or anything. So there's that one. Is it this? No, that's pink. Oh, God. And then this one, like, this is brand new. I'm just gonna take it out so I can. I don't leave it because where I live. I know the humidity can affect wool and more natural fibers more than like the acrylic, but like where I live, especially in the summer, the humidity is awful. And so like I don't want to. I started to think maybe I can because I want to protect the skeins from like dust and stuff. But I found out somebody had said something. I don't know if it was on YouTube. I think it was on a blog somewhere saying that like. If you put your yarn in bags or whatever, like in the humidity, sometimes like the skeins can absorb moisture from the air or whatever. And like what I'm afraid of is I you know, protect all my skeins from dust and put them in these nice bags. I even got like some bread bags or like I was going to get Ziploc bags, but those bread bags seemed cheaper. And I got those, but then I thought, God, with all this humidity, I would hate for like moisture to get trapped into my skeins, and then with all the humidity, all of a sudden I realized that my yarn has gotten moldy. Like I would rather deal with like, you know, the occasional bit of dust that, you know, collects on the outside of the skeins and having to like dust it off, than, you know, opening a skein and have it be moldy. Like you know, you'd have to throw that away. So I don't know. That's why I don't keep the yarn in bags here. I do have my the forest yarn and still in the bags, but the humidity down here on the ground floor isn't as bad because I have an air conditioner on this floor. But upstairs, especially where I wanted to make my craft room, but I couldn't do that now with all the humidity. I don't have an air conditioner or whatever, and it does get really hot up there. So I don't know, but that's why I take the yarn out of bags. I think my forest yarn's okay. It's, you know, protected in boxes and stuff now. But anyway, how many tangents was that? So this is a Yarn Inspirations Bernat. I didn't have to say all the specs. Bernat blanket, or baby blanket. And this is called Buttercup. It's like a yellow, like a buttery yellow color. And so there's this one. And then this bag right here, I don't think this wasn't the bag that these came in. And now that I look at it in this light, they don't even really match. But there's two different colorways in here. This one right here, these don't have labels. But these two right here look like the same color. These are like a light pink. And as I'm like pulling this out, I'm thinking, my niece, she has a little cousin that she just loves. The one I mentioned, or I haven't mentioned in that video, or by the time I release this video, I've already put that video out, where there's this niece that she just loves, and she was a preemie or whatever, and she loves that kid, and the kid's like 2 or 3 now, and I've never met her. She's like, you know, on my sister-in-law's side of the family, but my niece just loves her. And when she learned how to crochet, she thought, I want to make her a little baby blanket or something. She wants to make her a little blanket, and she wants to make it in pink and white, because I guess her room, wherever she lives, is like pink and white color. And so now that I have all this yarn, she could probably, like, there's some, you know, cream and white colors and stuff in her yarn, and there's this, I mean, now I'm like regretting saying that, like, the blankets look really cheap, and she's not gonna watch my videos, but like now I feel kind of bad that I said that, you know, the blankets in Bernat blanket yarn look a little cheap, but for me, my niece isn't gonna watch these videos, but you know what I'm saying. So but I thought like maybe she could use this pink. These are different shades or whatever. This almost feels like a peachy pink, but I don't know what brand this is, but there's these two colors. Did I even finish that? Maybe she can use this yarn, like her pinks and her white over here, and that she has over here, and make the baby blanket for her little cousin or whatever. And because there's gonna be plenty of this yarn, and her little cousin or whatever will love it. Whether it's they'll probably love all that little squishy yarn. They probably all have amigurumis and stuff that they bought from craft fairs and stuff. That would probably remind that little kid of the amigurumi or whatever. So there's these two right here. They're kind of like a peachy pink, like a really a lighter pink, and this one feels like a sort of a deeper pink. This one's called baby pink. But like if you compare the two pinks, this one feels like a little bit. Not duller, but like a little deeper of a pink than this one. This feels like, you know, really light baby pink, almost like a peachy pink. And so this is like the Bernat. These look even smaller than those other ones. 72 yards, 3.5 ounces. Why does it seem so small? Oh, okay. These are 5.3 ounces. These are like, you know, even smaller than these. So I don't know. They must have different sizes of skeins, but. There's 3 of these, and these are all the same, I think. I don't want to assume, but yeah, baby pink. So there's like 3 of these. So I bet my niece could probably make have the yarn for you know, some kind of blanket for her little cousin or whatever. And she has like all this pink now, and she has like some whites and some or creams or like whatever color she wants to use. So that she has that over here if she wants to make that. And I'm trying like desperately to, you know, figure out like what my niece could use this for, so I'm not like stuck with it and having it like. I guess I could make this, or like I guess I could get into amigurumi. I love, they're adorable. I just don't have the patience to sit there and follow some detailed pattern. I know it's not like a detailed pattern, as detailed as I make it out to be and exaggerate and stuff, but still, it's like having to like stop where you're, okay, I'm at the end of this row, now I need to check, and okay, now I'm on row 17, and this one I have to do this, and 3 stitches in, I have to increase there for, you know, 6 stitches. Like, I'm somebody that likes to crochet and just sort of mindlessly and just, you know, relax, and just, I do a lot of like, you know, straight things, a lot of, you know, squared things, or just like, you know, rows back and forth. I'm just not the kind of person to make like really detailed things, and I hate to have to stop to, like when I made my logo tapestry thing. I love this thing. It you know, depicts my logo, my EG logo so well, but it was such a it was such a nightmare having to like keep stopping and like changing colors and all the little bobbins and stuff. I'm not looking forward to that kind of stuff, and so I'm just not the kind of person to do amigurumi. If you do it, then you know you have more patience than I do, and they are adorable. I mean, I know why people do them, because they're adorable little things, but I don't have the patience for it. But anyway, and I even told my niece that this dark pink and make the border of it now and then in my head I got rid of this one too. No, I told my niece that, like, cause she wanted to learn how to do that. That's what she wants to do. She wants to crochet, but she wants to do the amigurumi mainly, I think. But I told her, like, there's all kinds of tutorials on YouTube and stuff, and I'm just not really into it, and I just don't have the patience for it, I don't think. And but you know, I can teach you the basics, and then you can learn the amigurumi through tutorials and stuff like that. But anyway, so that's the haul. I do have a couple other random things. Check. All right. This thing that the Bernat blanket baby whatever came in. It has their address on here. Or like walk over there and say, hey, do you have any more yarn? Knock knock. No. Stupid. But anyway, one other random thing was or there's a couple other random things I'll talk about. But if you just came for the yarn, this is basically just gonna be me like rambling about a couple of other things. But at Goodwill, when I went and they the same Goodwill that had those bags and a tub of yarn, they had a skein of Uber Lux. I thought, like, God, I'm gonna start seeing it's gonna be popping up, like, you know, just. I finally got rid of that Uber Lux, and by the time this comes out, I think I'll have posted the video, the rug that I made. It's over there on the floor. And I finally got rid of that Uber Lux, and now I'm going to be seeing it all over the place. It's going to be like just popping up like everywhere I go. And or like the next bag I find at, you know, some thrift store or something, or Salvation Army or like whatever. I'll get it home, and then I'll think, oh my God, there's like 2 skeins of the Uber Lux. I'm just going to keep seeing it all the time. That's going to be my luck. I'm going to be cursed to like just acquire that yarn all the time. But it was the ivory color, whatever the colorway name was. And they had it for like $3 or $4 for that one skein. It was like sitting like open out out in the open on a shelf in Goodwill, and it was like priced, you know, $2.99, $3.99, whatever it was. And I thought I bought those skeins for like less than $2. Of course, it was the clearance price, but like I bought those skeins for like, you know, less than $2, and I finally got rid of them. And now I like see another one. And, of course, I didn't get it because I thought I don't need any more of that Uber Lux. But I mean, I'm happy with the rug, but like I don't want to buy any more of that damn yarn. And so then I just saw one. I think, oh God, there's another one. But I didn't buy it, of course. But I just thought they're pricing it for like $3 or $4 for a skein of that. I mean, it's ridiculous. But you know, that's how Goodwill is. Ridiculous in a bad way, or not that my being ridiculous isn't is always a good thing. It's not. Anyway, so or another thing. I went back to Hobby Lobby just to see if they I pop in every once in a while just to see if they have any dial-out clearance, because like that all those skeins that I got the other day, or I don't know when the sequence of the videos are, I gotten a bunch of dial-out clearance from Hobby Lobby, and this was after the all the clearance skeins, and I keep popping in there just to see if they have any more. And so, and then also to check to see like what they're going to fill that space with, you know, now that the yarn is gone. They finally got rid of all the clearance yarn. Somebody bought all of it. Or I mean, I don't know. They probably bought it in, you know, a couple of random people. But it was finally all gone, and I'm like curious to see like what they're going to put in the empty spaces. And I saw, there was one time I walked through and over there where the fabric was, they had those big plates of glass. I never really noticed until I started to pay attention to like the Hobby Lobby clearance sale videos and stuff from you know, in the past, that you can actually, I never really, I just look at the yarn. You know, I don't really notice like what the shelves look like. But in between the skeins of yarn on the shelves, there's like these big glass plates, and they have these little labels. And then like if they're going to be discontinued, they write a big D on it. And so that's when I started to notice those big glass plates. And then one day when I went in there, they had a bunch of glass plates laid out on the rim. I mean, not the rim, where you cut the fabric. Like they were gonna be putting them on the shelves and stuff. I guess to like reorganize the yarn. And like I'm sure like a lot of those glass plates were for the new yarn, whatever the new yarn's gonna be. And so I've been going in there just to see like what the new yarn is going to be, and I haven't seen any new yarn yet. There's a couple that it feels like that squishy Bernat blanket whatever kind of yarn, except it's really thin, or like the velvet sort of yarn. I don't know, I don't remember the colorway names or like the brand name or anything, but I think it's Yarn Bee something or other. And but they had some of that, but otherwise I didn't see any new yarn. But when I went through there, there was a cart that had 2 big skeins of that Crafter's Secret, like this really nice big skeins. I think they're like $12.99 regular price. I'm thinking, I thought, if they discount those skeins, if they're like, you know, part of a dialogue clearance thing, and they're getting rid of them that way, they'd probably be like, you know, $2 or maybe $3 a piece, because, you know, if there's going to be 75% off, that's going to be like $3 for those big skeins. It's kind of like they're sort of a light tan color, and so. But in that cart, there's like those 2 skeins. They don't have any stickers on them yet. They could just be in a cart, you know, ready to be put on the shelf or something. But I'm just like, I keep going back to thinking that they're going to discount them because they're really nice yarns. And I love how soft that yarn is. I point up there because I have that blue one up there on the top of that shelf. But in that cart, on top of all those skeins, are like more of those glass plates. And then when I went in there yesterday, there was a woman that was like taking those glass plates and like putting them on the shelves, and I guess, you know, making like reorganizing it to put out new yarn or whatever. And she didn't get down to those big skeins yet. So I'm hoping that when she does, she's gonna like put clearance stickers on them. But so that's why I keep popping back in there, because like I didn't expect to find all that other clearance yarn at Hobby Lobby the other day either, but that I almost didn't get because I only walked over to the remnants before I could, you know, push my cart back over there. But you know, they may put those on clearance. I have no idea, but I'm gonna keep going back and seeing if they have those. But anyway, and then let's see. Oh, just sort of a random thing. I like my as I'm filming this, although it's more than that now, because like when I wrote out these notes, this was like a couple days ago, I reached 750 subscribers, and I can't believe like the numbers keep going up. It's just crazy. And I think I'm like up to 760 something now or something. Like, it's crazy. Like 762, I think this morning is what what it was this morning. Just, you know. I'm like so appreciative. I can't believe that like that my subscriber count keeps going up and stuff, and I keep getting all these really nice comments, and it's just it's amazing. I just want you to know how much I appreciate it. And I have this idea for because like I wanted to like give shout outs to people in my videos, and like, you know, all my the people that comment, you know, regularly, and all the subscribers and stuff, and as many as I can, because like some people subscribe and I don't see their name or whatever, so I can't call it every. I mean, keep saying call out. I can't give a shout out to every single one of my subscribers, because you know, unless you have your settings public, I don't see that you're a subscriber unless you comment and say, oh, I subscribed. Because not everybody has a little icon by their name or whatever. But I wanted to do a video where I gave a shout out to all those people and stuff, and you know, talk about like, there's some really nice regulars that, you know, talk in my comments and stuff, and I love seeing their names pop up, and you know, see what they say about my new video. I just love that, and I want to give like shout outs to all these people. And so I thought like the best kind of video to do that in is I want to do a video where I give shout outs to like channels that, because like I just learned to crochet last year, and so the way I learned is to through YouTube videos, and I want to feature like in a video all the videos that and all the YouTubers or whatever that, you know, basically taught me how to crochet and made all this possible. But the reason why I was hesitating about it, or why I sort of hesitated about it, is like I don't want it to seem like I'm using a video to say like just to tag all these people in it so that I can like get some of their viewers or something. I don't want them to like, you know, somebody search for somebody and like some like I use a couple tutorials from Nastasia, and like I don't want to like say, oh, I'm gonna use her name in a video, or use that channel name in a video, and make it seem like I'm trying to like, you know, trick somebody into like when they're searching for, you know, Nastasia tutorial or whatever, and then I'm talking in a video about, oh, I used a tutorial from Nastasia, and then they click on my video, or it comes up in their search results or something. I don't want it to seem like I'm using a video to like mention as many YouTubers as I can, just try to like, you know, get more subscribers and more viewers and stuff. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? But I want to like credit those people, because they're the whole reason I learned how to crochet in the first place. So hopefully if somebody searches their name or whatever in YouTube search, then it'll just, you know, take the person to their videos, and they won't just happen to come across mine, because I would hate for it to seem like that's what I'm doing with that video. If anybody, you know, accidentally clicks on my video because of like, you know, it ending up in their search results and stuff, I'll delete that video. I will. I don't want it to seem like I'm, you know, trying to, you know, piggyback on somebody else's success on YouTube. But I do want to feature them in a video, and you know, and and link to them so that they, so I can say how much I appreciate, like all the people that, you know, taught me how to crochet and all the tutorials that I've used for some of the things I've done, and but whatever. And so I thought if I do that video and I feel good enough about it where it doesn't feel like I'm, you know, trying to piggyback on somebody else's YouTube and their success and stuff, that would be the best video to include all the shout outs for all the people and all the commenters and stuff that comment on my videos and all my subscribers and all that kind of stuff. But so that's like the plan at this point. If I do a video where I talk about all the people I learned from on YouTube, I have no idea. But anyway, and speaking like of the people that have commented on my videos and stuff, somebody commented and asked if I had a PO box, and you know, because they wanted to send me something, and like I haven't gotten a PO box for my channel yet because I just feel like I didn't want it to seem like I was presumptuous and, like, you know, was encouraging people to like send me. So I don't want to come off as like, oh, guess what? I have a PO box, so, you know, send me stuff, please. Like I don't want it to seem like I mean, I would love that. I would love to get Happy Mail and have, you know, stuff to like open up and show what I get, but I didn't want to put it out there that I have or when I get a PO box, I don't want it to like want to put it out there where I have a PO box and then to make it seem like, oh, I'm only saying this because I want you to send me stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want it to I don't want to be presumptuous and assume that you want to send me something. So if I get a PO box, I'll put it in my description or whatever, and you can send me things or whatever. I certainly don't need any yarn. Look behind me, but I don't know. I think it would be funny if like people sent me like you know, a comment in a letter or something. That'd be kind of funny. As much of a Luddite as I am, and like how I don't have a smartphone or a cell phone or anything. I think it'd be funny, you know, to like get like a comment and like handwritten, you know, like some you know, a snail mail letter. I think that would be kind of funny with their little quill, you know, like sending me a letter and say, like, you know, dearest EG, I love your video, and or like whatever, and then sincerely, like whatever, and then they're like username, you know, username 274, like whatever. I just think it'd be kind of funny, but otherwise, I don't know. And like I seriously doubt anybody's gonna sponsor me or anything, so like that would be like a reason to get a PO box for my channel, to, you know, if somebody wanted to sponsor me, but I seriously doubt that's gonna happen. And so I don't know. It just felt like, or it feels like if I get a PO box, it's just gonna be like, oh, because I'm expecting Happy Mail from people, and like I don't want to like take that away from me. If you want to send me something, I would love that. I would love to get a package and be able to open it on camera, but like I don't want to get a PO box, you know, under the perception that I'm assuming that you're going to be sending me all kinds of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just not that kind of person to, you know, to say, oh, here's my PO box, send me some stuff, please. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. I just wouldn't be comfortable doing that. But I probably will get one in the future. For whatever, and I guess you could probably send me some stuff if you want, but like, please don't feel like I'm pressuring you, or like I'm not going to be doing. I seriously doubt I'm going to be getting enough to like do like Happy Meal videos every week or every couple months or like whatever it is. I'm not expecting that. I'm not expecting to be sent anything. But if you happen to do that, if I get a PO box, then, you know, I would really appreciate it. But like, it would make me really uncomfortable too. So anyways, so don't like send me anything like really big, or like don't send me any yarn. I mean, unless, you know, it's like some special yarn that you don't like or whatever. I'm not going to turn down yarn, but you know what I'm saying? Like, look behind me, I don't really need anything. Don't tempt me to, no. It would make a nice video, and another nice video where I put it away, but you know what I'm saying? But just, I feel like don't send me anything, but like, you know, I would appreciate it, but I don't want to ask for it, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't have a PO box yet anyway, so. I guess that's it. Or no, this is sort of a random thing. Or there's two sort of random things. The whole like subscriber thing, or I'll say that at the end. When I did realize that the moldable plastic in I sort of said it on the screen that it turns out Hobby Lobby does have moldable plastic. I know I've looked in there in the past and they didn't have any moldable plastic. Maybe they were out of it or something, but how I've said or I said in my old videos too, that no craft stores around here carry that moldable plastic. And I know Michael's does, and I actually looked really detailed the other day when I realized that Hobby Lobby had some, and that they don't. But Hobby Lobby does have this little tiny container of moldable plastic. It's 8.81 ounces or something, and it's $5.99, and that's all they have. And like I said on the screen in one of my videos, I usually get like the 5-pound bag from Amazon, which is $70. But it like, I think I've gotten maybe 3 bags the entire time I've used that moldable plastic. It really stretches. I've made a whole lot of things with it. I just love it. It's expensive, but you know, it stretches really far unless you like use a lot of it for something. But it's a really cool medium, and I'll talk about it in my videos on my website network and stuff. I will mention it every once in a while on here because I'm going to make some of my own charms out of the moldable plastic. But I made that little apple, but I do have a couple charms, but I'll make those out of moldable plastic. But I did realize when I figured out like how much is in one of those things and how much it is at Hobby Lobby, that it's actually cheaper to get it at Hobby Lobby. But I don't want to say that because it feels like, oh, now I have another reason to go to Hobby Lobby and support them. But you know, they're moldable plastic. If you break it down as far as like the container and how much is in it and the price, it's actually cheaper because the bags that I get on Amazon are it's from this company Polyplastics, and they have a big bag. It's 5 pounds and it's around $70. It fluctuates or whatever, like, you know, Amazon prices do, but it's like $70. And it's 80 ounces because, you know, 5 pounds is 80 ounces. But if you take one of those containers at Goodwill, I mean, I wish I could find some moldable plastic in Goodwill. No, it would probably be like $170 there. It wouldn't be it would only be a half bag. The container at Hobby Lobby is 8.81 ounces, and so if it's $6 to get up to 80 ounces, let's say you like multiply that by 10. So like 10 containers, which would be more than 80 ounces, would be $60. So it's like, I know they only have like small containers. I only have 3 in my store, but you can buy it on their website. It's cheaper to get it there at Hobby Lobby, and I'm like thinking, and I don't think that section ever gets any kind of like sale that I know of. I don't really see any sale things through that aisle or anytime, but I don't really look that often. But I don't know. Maybe they might even discount that section sometimes. I have no idea. But now I know that like their moldable plastic is cheaper in Hobby Lobby. So I hate that. But if I need any more, I guess I could get it there. But I do have like a whole bag, so I'm not going to need any for a long time. But anyway, they do have moldable plastic at Hobby Lobby, and it seems to be a really good price. So whatever. But anyway, so like back to the whole thing. You know, I got like the 750 subscribers, and now it's like up to 760, whatever it is, 62. And but what I decided to do, and hopefully I'm still doing it by the time this video comes out, is I thought I would release videos every Sunday and Wednesday. I think that would be like a good thing to have, like, you know, one or like 2 videos every week and stuff. They're not going to be like somebody suggested, maybe like one to show, like, you know, what I'm working on, and then the other one during the week would be like for the yarn hauls or what like. But see, I'm so all over the place and I have so many random ideas, like video ideas and stuff, that I'm just gonna say to myself, I'll do a video on Sunday and I'll do a video on Wednesday, and they'll just be like sort of random videos. You won't know what kind of video it's going to be because I don't even know what kind of video it's going to be. I've come up with a schedule for the next few videos that I've done, but like I don't have like a very specific thing to say, like, well, if you tune in on Wednesday, you'll tune in. I see it like a TV brain. If you tune in, you know, whatever. If you watch my video on a Wednesday, I can't say like, oh, Wednesday is like, you know, Whip It Wednesday, or like whatever those the crochet YouTubers do, where it's like I talk about like what I'm working on, and, you know, what's on my hook, or like where, and then like and then Sundays would be like, you know, for yarn hauls or that kind of stuff, or whatever the hell, whatever it would be. There's not going to be like a very specific video that you're going to be able to expect on those days. It's just going to be like I'm going to be posting a video, whatever it's going to be. It could be makes, it could be yarn hauls, or it could be just like a random thing, a random story about some crochet thing, or like whatever. So that's the schedule at this point. I don't know if it's going to change, but that's basically the schedule at this point. So anyway, I think that's all for this video. I think I rambled and you know, went on all kinds of tangents enough, even about, you know, Beauty and the Beast, you know, tea sets or whatever. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next one.